Hey guys, my name is Jason. I'm the founder of Distress Loan Advisors. I've been helping people through difficult SBA loan situations since 2009. If you want to schedule a case evaluation with me, there is a link in the notes below. And the best place to get updated information is right here in this YouTube channel, so you can subscribe. You can also follow me on Twitter at EIDL Advice. Again, that's Twitter or X at EIDL Advice. All right, I have an update. There was an article put out by the Washington Post today. And for those of you who don't know, I did a video on this a while back. There was an argument between, or a disagreement, or a spirited debate between the SBA and the Inspector General. And originally, the SBA had stated that they did not plan to refer any SBA EIDL loan under $100,000 to Treasury for collection. And the reason that they stated for doing that was that they didn't feel that it would result in any sort of significant recovery. And just as an aside, I tend to agree with them, because the important thing to remember here is loans under $100,000, the vast majority of those were not personally guaranteed. And so the tools that the Treasury and the SBA have to collect from individual businesses are pretty minimal. And so without a personal guarantee, there's not a whole lot they can do to enforce repayment of these debts. And so that was the argument that was being had. And the SBA basically agreed to look into it more. I guess they twiddled their thumbs for a little bit. And Washington Post is now reporting, and I'll put a link to the article, is reporting that the SBA has now said they're going to send everything to the Treasury, even ones $100,000 or less. And so what does this mean for you? Well, if you have a loan for $100,000 or less, if you borrowed it through your corporate entity, like a legal entity, it doesn't really change a whole lot, because they didn't take personal guarantees on those loans. The only people that this really will impact would be if you personally were named as the borrower, or if you were like a sole proprietor doing business as, which I know a lot of like 1099 Uber drivers, contractors, stuff like that did. So if you're in that boat where the loan is in your name personally, it does make it a little bit more complicated. But for anybody else who borrowed through a legal entity, or, you know, if you owe more than 100, it doesn't really change anything. The people that it really impacts are people who are personally named as the borrower in the loan documents. And you only would have done that if you didn't have a separate corporate entity. The vast majority of people have a corporate entity that was named as the borrower, which would mean that that entity alone is liable, because there were no personal guarantees under $200,000. That's it. If you guys have any questions, like I said, there's a link below to contact me. And as always, thanks for checking in, and I will give updates if and when they come out. Thanks.